Assessing ideas for income online. What actually makes a good opportunity for income online? There are many assessment factors that the entrepreneur can look at in an effort to decide amongst the various options that are open to them. They have to be very careful in this process because the risks that are associated with the project can be quite significant. One of the core components of the decision-making process is an assessment of the viability of the business. As a rule of thumb, the business must be able to sustain itself even where the capital recall has happened. This is the same principle that people use when borrowing from banks. In other words, the business has to remain self-sustaining before it can be classified as being viable. Many of the businesses that have been put forward as exemplary concerns have not been able to survive when the bank asks for its money back. With the online business, it is normally a question of whether they can find the customers to buy the product. This is easier said than done. Many customers are rather fickle in their affections. The choices that are offered online means that they do not need to put up with bad service. The business ought to be legal. The internet is largely unsupervised, but there are occasions when the state might become involved. A case in point is the row over copyright music. The European Union took its sweet time to react, but when they reacted, the effects were devastating. The people that were making a living from pirated music found that there was no longer the freedom to engage in their favorite pastime or income-generating activity. Often when the state becomes involved, things start to go wrong. The product that is being sold must be able to stand on its own merits. It does not do the merchant any favors for them to accept a project where the market for the product is clearly limited to a few hardcore fans. The product that is being marketed should ideally have a broad-based appeal that can get to the imagination of the general public. There should also be some provision for the checks on the product to ensure that it has brand awareness. The new online merchant cannot afford to spend time in endless advertising. During the product selection process, the merchant must address all these issues. They also have to find ways of expanding the market for the product further.